Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Disability Show live. Now, before we get into things, I just want to say again, I am loving that everyone is enjoying the Advent storybook calendar I've been doing for Vlogmas. This is my first time ever doing a Vlogmas thing. If you don't know what Vlogmas is, it's where I pretty much do a vlog every day right up to Christmas Eve. And And for that Vlogmas, I have been reading a storybook from this Advent storybook calendar. This is a great video series to watch, especially if you have little ones. And right after we're done going live here, stay tuned because after I'm done doing this live stream, I will immediately film day 16 of this storybook calendar. Now, with that being said, let's get into the show. So, this week, I want to talk to you about pool tips. Now, first of all, I know it's December, but in Florida, most days are still warm enough to go swimming unless you're a local and you think 60 degrees is a winter tundra. Oh, tell me I'm wrong. Now, each of the Disney resorts have two pools. One of them is a quiet pool for like adults, and the other is the family pool. And many of the family pools have a water slide depending on the resort. But if you know me, you know that I'll be at the water slide pool because I love water slides. It's my jam. So we always say here on the channel that on a hot day or relatively warm, in this case, this time of year, it, if you have the opportunity to, just leave the park, go back to your hotel, take a break, use the pool, and then you'll be refreshed and ready to hit the park again in the evening. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do this for people with disabilities, let me know in the comments or in the chat if you're watching live, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So this time of year, both Walt Disney World and Disneyland have special holiday overlays of some of their most beloved attractions. So this week we are going to cover my top 5 holiday overlays. Now, these are both from Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Number 5, It's a Small World holiday at Disneyland. So they actually decorate their small world for Christmas, and don't worry, you still hear the song, but with jingle bells in between. So if you're not a fan of the Small World song, that's like good news and bad news. I'm just kidding. It's a Small World, it's a fun ride. Number 4, the holiday overlay for Tomorrowland Speedway at the Magic Kingdom. Now, this is during the Very Merry Christmas party, but when we were there, a couple days after Christmas, they were still doing it for daytime guests, which is pretty cool. And not only do you drive by some futuristic Christmas trees and stuff like that, but they also play music from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which is great because the Trans-Siberian Orchestra does perhaps some of the best, if not the best, Christmas music this time of year. Number 3, Haunted Mansion Holiday at Disneyland. So, during both the Halloween and Christmas seasons, Disneyland transforms their Haunted Mansion into a Nightmare Before Christmas themed attraction, which is very clever because the second the Halloween season starts through the Christmas season, the theming is relevant, and for a quarter of the year, the Haunted Mansion becomes a unique attraction that you don't get the rest of the year. And it's fun. And in the dining hall, you see this giant gingerbread house. Every year, the gingerbread house has taken a different sort of shape. You know, one year it was like Oogie Boogie, another year it was Jack Skellington. One year it had a giant cookie spider taking it off half the gingerbread house. And a couple years ago, in honor of the mansion's 50th anniversary, they did a 50th anniversary themed gingerbread house. So you, you never know what the gingerbread house is going to look at until the first day of Halloween at Disneyland. Number 2, the Space Mountain holiday overlay at the Magic Kingdom. Now, I know I'm going to get criticized for saying this, but I think the holiday overlay of Space Mountain is better than the original version of the ride. Because one, it has rocking holiday music. 2, you can actually see the track because of all the disco lights going on. And 3, it's Space Mountain. So, but yeah, I admit it. I like the Christmas overlay of Space Mountain better than the normal version of Space Mountain. Call me weird. And my number 1 holiday overlay, the Jingle Cruise. So, during the Christmas season, ever since 2013, Adventureland at the Magic Kingdom turns the Jungle Cruise into the Jingle Cruise. So, the skippers add Christmas jokes to their regular repertoire. And they put many Christmas gifts and whatnot onto the ride, and the boats get special holiday names, and many of the skippers wear Santa hats. It's very cool. I did it back in 2019, and it was great. It was back when they still had the headhunters, and our skipper was like, "Carolers, we do not have figgy pudding." That was funny. That was really, really funny. But yeah, the Jingle Cruise is perhaps one of the best Christmas overlays. Not not just for a Merry Christmas Party, but also for daytime guests as well, because everyone wants to do it. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments what your favorite holiday overlay is. And now it is time for Diz or Dat. Walt Disney loved Tomorrowland because he wanted a world on the move. At Disneyland, when Tomorrowland first opened, it showed it was like a showcase into the futuristic world of 1986. Okay, so the 1980s really didn't turn out that way, but at that 1955 Tomorrowland, you would get to go to the moon before real astronauts did. But now that Tomorrowland is more retro future. The tomorrow is in like the tomorrow that will never will be, but it's our idea of tomorrow. And at the Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland, it's almost the same thing, except the Magic Kingdom still has its people mover. Disneyland, come on. We were begging you to bring back the original Disneyland people mover. We all know how successful Rocket Rods was. If you don't know, you are better off not knowing. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments which park has the better Tomorrowland. Diz, Disneyland, or DAT, the Magic Kingdom. And now, it is time for this week's Christmas Special Roundup. It is time to find out to let you guys know what Christmas specials you can be on the lookout for this week. But first, my disclaimers. These are just Eastern Coast times. If you don't live in the Eastern time zone, check your local listings. And these are just my recommendations. Alright, so those are the disclaimers. Here we go. Today, December 16th, on CBS, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at 8, followed by Frosty the Snowman at 9. Let's see, on Freeform, Little Drummer Boy is playing right now, actually, at 7 a.m., followed by Cricket on the Hearth at 7:30, followed by Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas at 8:30, and Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas at 10, followed by Home Alone at 11:30, Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 2 p.m., and the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas at 4:35 p.m., and the Santa Claus at 7:15 p.m. And on TBS, in about an hour, the original Grinch will be on. Alright, tomorrow, the 17th, on AMC, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation at 8. On Freeform, Cricket on the Hearth at 7. Richie Rich's Christmas Wish at 8. The 2018 Grinch at 4:20 p.m. Home Alone at 6:20. Home Alone 2 Not Lost in New York at 8:50 p.m. On TNT, the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas at 5:03 p.m. On Monday, the 18th, on Freeform, we have Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 11:35 a.m., the 2018 Grinch at 2:55 p.m., and the Jim Carrey A Christmas Carol at 4:15 p.m. On Tuesday, the 19th, on ABC, Prep and Landing at 8, followed by Prep and Landing Naughty vs. Nice at 8:30 p.m. On AMC, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation at 8 p.m. On Freeform, Richie Rich's Christmas Wish at 7, followed by the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol at 10:30. The 1994 Miracle on 34th Street at 12:35 p.m. Home Alone at 3:10 p.m. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 5:40 p.m. and the Jim Carrey Grinch at 8:20 p.m. On Wednesday, the 20th, on AMC, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation at 5:45 p.m. On Freeform, The Santa Claus at 11 a.m., The Santa Claus 2 at 1:05 p.m., The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause at 3:30 p.m., The Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas at 5:35 p.m., Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at 8:15 p.m., and Frosty the Snowman at 9:20 p.m. On Thursday, the 21st, on AMC, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation at 8 p.m. On Freeform, Cricket on the Hearth at 7 a.m., followed by Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas at 8 a.m. Santa Paws 2, The Santa Pups at 1:30 p.m. Santa Claus is Coming to Town at 3:35 p.m. Frosty the Snowman at 4:40 p.m. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at 5:15 p.m. Home Alone at 6:20 p.m. and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 8:50 p.m. And finally, on Friday the 22nd, on AMC, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas at 4:45 p.m., followed by Frosty's Winter Wonderland at 5:15 p.m., The Year Without a Santa Claus at 5:45 p.m. Let's see, on Freeform, Prep and Landing at 7 a.m., followed by Prep and Landing Naughty vs. Night at 7:30 a.m. Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas at 8 a.m. Toy Story That Time Forgot at 9:30 a.m. Home Alone at 10, followed by Home Alone 2 Lost in New York at 12:30, followed by Noel at 3:10, followed by the Santa Claus, followed by the 2018 Grinch, followed by the Santa Claus at 7:15. On NBC, Dolly Parton's Music of Christmas of Many Colors, Circle of Love at 8 p.m. And that is this week's Christmas special roundup. So let me know in the chat or in the comments which special you're looking forward to the most. So anyway, that's our show. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the comments. I'll make sure it gets to a future episode. For this week's shoutouts, make sure you guys check out my buddy Anthony DeMollerman. He, I hope, will soon be starting another season of Disney Match Game. I can't wait for that. Also, make sure you guys check out my friend Tamia over at Tamia Smiles. She does amazing vlogs from the parks all the time, as well as some great Star Wars shorts on her Instagram. So check her out there. Also, make sure you guys check out Nate, aka Paging Mr. Morrow. He did a vlog yesterday on his staycation at Fort Wilderness. Make sure you check that out. Also, make sure you guys check out Josh and Jenna over at Resort TV1. They do amazing live streams from the parks each and every week. Make sure you check them out for the latest Disney news and info. Make sure you guys check out WDW Magazine. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.